Hey everybody, it's your girl Cassia, and thank you so much for tuning into my channel To Live and Date in LA. Thank you again for watching this video, and please like and subscribe and share this video. This is a really great in-depth tutorial that I wanted to do with a lot of close-ups to show you guys exactly how I install crochet. Now for my braid down this time, I just honestly guys didn't even part this. I just randomly ran my fingers through my hair, grabbed sections, and then parted it going across and tucked the end of the braid into itself using the crochet needle. You will see in the front I did do a little bit of a circle to start where the bang will go, but that's about it. The rest is just crocheted to one side each braid, and then the end crocheted within itself. I wanted this to be fast and to be quick and to be easy for you guys. I wanted to show you a close-up of how I installed the front sections. This hair is not very easy to deal with or to separate, but when you are able to separate it, you want to make sure that you're separating when it comes to the front of the hair, because you don't want it to be too thick around the perimeter. You want to make sure you are protecting your edges. Protective styles means that it is protecting your hair, everybody. You want to make sure those edges are protected and you don't put thick sections of crochet hair where your edges are. So this is how I do it. I form the loop, I wrap the crochet hair around itself, make a knot, and then I grab one end and pull it through and wrap it around again. So let's see that again. So you're going to pull the crochet needle through, you're going to form a circle. So I like to loop it around maybe 1, 2, you could even do 3 or 4 depending on the texture of the crochet hair that you are using. You're going to form a knot, loop both ends of the hair through the circle, then you're going to separate the two pieces that you just pulled through. You're going to grab one piece and you are going to put your crochet hook through the braid again. Then you are going to add that piece of hair to the crochet hook and pull it through. What this does is create a seamless piece of hair on the top of the braid. If you just pull it through once and make one knot, then it doesn't form a seamless loop of hair going around the braid, which is what I prefer. See, I wanted to show you how difficult it was to kind of work with this hair. Once you do get it down, just make sure that you're smoothing the hair down the shaft before you try and pull it apart. Otherwise, it does get tangled around itself pretty easily. This is the water wave hair. I have used this in previous videos. I like this hair. It is very similar to our own texture, and I absolutely love the curl pattern. Now keep in mind, this is a thick, kinkier, more coarse curl pattern. So using this hair with discretion is the way to go. If you want big, huge, gigantic hair, go ahead and don't separate the pieces, but to separate the pieces in the front along the edge of your hair is a must. If you're not going to separate any other hair, that's absolutely fine. That's your preference, but I want you to have this hairstyle and come out with your edges intact. And if you pull these really thick pieces of crochet hair through the edges of your hair, you will be breaking off your edges. You will be causing tension on your edges, which is what we don't want. Protective styles are supposed to protect our hair, not break them off. And I have been a victim of putting through crochet pieces like that one without separating it on my edges, and I have thinned out my edges. So I like to use pieces like that without separating them on the top, the back, even the middle of my head, because it is not the edge of my hair. So as you can see here, I'm pretty much using the same process, but because this is the top of my hair, what I'm going to do is when I make the loop, instead of pulling both sections of hair through the circle, I'm only going to pull one side through. That is going to form a seamless loop of hair around my braid. Then I'm going to put the crochet needle through and I'm going to pull the second half of those two pieces through the braid. I like to do this 1 or 2 times because again, I like for the crochet hair to look more natural, meaning that it's not all one exact perfect length. And when you do this method, what you're able to do is create layers of hair within your head. At the top of my head, once I got to the front, I'm going to use that same method that I used when I was at the top of my head facing the middle towards the back. Except for now, what I want to do is create more layers, and I want to do it in, again, a really natural looking way. So when I pulled one side through and made the invisible knot using the invisible knot method, I'm going to split 1/2 of the hair. I'm going to add that split piece to the crochet hook, and I'm going to crochet that through a few times. Again, this creates a beautiful seam at the top of the hair, at the top of the braid, so it looks very natural. It also creates layers within the hair, and you are not putting through big chunks of hair at the top of your head. The top of my head is a little bit more sensitive than the rest of my head, so I like to really take some care around that. And also, this is going to be where the heart is, which is going to form the bang on the hair. So I want it to look really natural and not thick and super puffy, especially because this hair, again, is a more coarse, kinkier curl, so it's going to get puffy and grow on its own. So along my edges, this is going to be my bang. So I'm going to use that same method that I used along the part. I'm going to form my loop. I'm going to loop it around a couple of times. I'm going to pull one side of the hair through. That is the invisible knot method, but we're going to kick it up a notch, remember? So what I'm going to do is split one side of the hair. I'm going to grab one of those pieces, grab my crochet hook, and I am going to crochet that piece of hair through. What I also like to do to ensure, especially around the perimeter, is form another knot. Now, I like to do this because I am a girly who goes to the gym almost every day, and I want to make sure that this is secure, and I want to also make sure that it looks natural because I wear my hair up whenever I go to the gym. are done. This only took me a few hours, and the reason why it took a little over 2 hours, it took about 2.5 total, is because I spent a lot of time trying to separate the hair. And once I realized how difficult it was to separate this hair, I decided that I would only separate the hair for the perimeter of my head, the top of the bang, and the perimeter of the bang as well, and the part. So you can see it's very full in the back and in the middle. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take my patterns water bottle. It's nothing special. I got it, I believe, at Ulta. I forgot how much it costs, but they have it at Ulta. They even have pattern at Nordstrom's Rack as well. And I'm just going to spray the hair down because this hair is very full, and I want to spray it down so I can cut it and I can add some mousse to it. So I'm using the Lotta Body mousse. I'm going to apply that all over because what I want to do is see if there are any places where I do need to make some corrections in the hair. If there are some parts that are showing that I need to go in with a edge brush and go ahead and maybe fix those, I need to get a clear picture. And I feel like you can't get a clear picture when the hair is at its biggest and its poofiest because it looks like everything is covered and everything looks wonderful. But that's not how I'm going to be wearing the hair most of the time. I do like to wet this hair and add some mousse just to contain the curls because these curls are very thick. So here I am just using my Revlon blow dryer. I wanted to go in and make sure that I got the mousse into all of the hair, into all of the curls. I wanted to dry it down a little bit because this hair is very voluminous and I wanted this hair to look like how I'd be wearing it most often. Because it was so hard for me to separate this hair, it's a little bit more fuller than I would normally like. So I wanted to blow dry it down just so I can really see if there are any corrections that I need to make to the hair. I definitely saw some parts where I could do a couple of clips with my scissors, and I saw some parts in my hair that you could see along the edge line, and I am going to go in to those parts with my edge brush. I just use a very old toothbrush that I've had for a million years for my edge brush. And what I do is I want to tease the crochet hair. So when you want to make a part look a little bit more natural, you want to cover up something that might be showing that you don't want it to show, go ahead and tease the hair. You see lots of girlies on here doing that, and they have edge brushes, they have tease tamers to do that. I just use a toothbrush, I tease it, I go in, and that's that. And this is where we are at. We are all done. This took about 2.5 hours, and I will show you what it looks like in the light of day. And here we are the next day. Your girl's not looking crusty and rusty anymore. I am actually getting ready to film a couple of auditions, but I wanted you all to see how pretty this hair is. And when you take the time to separate and not use big pieces of crochet hair along the perimeter of your hair, it gives it a much more natural look. And when you go in with the crochet hair and you use the technique that I used, where you take pieces of the hair and go into the braid 1 or 2 times, you can see it creates these beautiful layers within the hair. So like I said, I go to the gym and I wear it up. This is how it looks whenever I go to the gym. I just put bobby pins in it or a claw clip to hold it up because like I said, it is a little bit more fuller than I would normally wear. I cut a little bit of the bang and just a little bit around the front of my hair to frame it because I don't like when the hair is all one blunt length. I think that it looks a little bit more natural that way. If you have any questions, any comments, or need any help regarding crochet hair, let your girl know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can also check me out on my blog, toliveanddayinla.co. I am on Instagram and TikTok at toliveanddateInLA, and I am on Twitter at awkwardgirlLA. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe and share for more. Have a wonderful day, y'all.